Hi, welcome to Data Structure and Algorithm series by Coding Ally. I'm your host Sue. In this video, I would like to go through this problem, find lucky integer in an array. This is the agenda. First, I will go through the problem statement and thought process behind. And for this in this video, I will use Hashmap to solve this problem. So let's have a look at the problem statement. So I will read it. Given an array of integers, ARR, a lucky number is an integer that has a frequency in the array equal to its value. Return the largest lucky integer in the array. If there is no lucky integer, return -1. So let's have a look at the example 1. In here, we've got array 2, 2. We've got 2. The value is 2. So this is one of the potential candidate for the lucky number, the largest one. In here, the next elements we check 3. There is only 3. It's 1, so 3 we can cross that out. 4, the frequency is only 1, so we can cross it out. So for this array, the only lucky number is 2. Let's have a look at the next one. 1, the frequency is 1. Okay, so this is the largest lucky number here. Okay, go to the next array, next element, 2, 2. So now, of course, their frequency is 2, the number is 2, and it is larger than 1. So currently, this is the largest number. Next, we go through the array and we check. So 3, the frequency is 3. So out of all of these are lucky number, but 3 is the largest. So we return 3. This is the output. So let's have a look at example 3. In this example, 2, but the frequency is 3. So this is not the lucky number. So in here, 3, 3, the frequency is only 2, so this is not lucky number. So in this array, there is no lucky number, so the output is -1. The constraint is 1. The constraint is the array length is between 1 and 500, and the value itself is between 1 and 500 inclusive. So how can we solve this problem? In the agenda, I have mentioned that I'm going to use the hash map. So I will go through that with the example. So let's have a look. So from here, we can see that we need to iterate through this array. So as a first step, we can do that. So we are going to use the hash map. So now we will need to declare the hash map. So first we will declare the hash map. So in the hash map, we will iterate through this individual element in this array, given array. So hash map is basically like in dictionary, like key value pair. So key, I'm going to write key and value. So what I will do is I will iterate through this array, and then if there is this value, it's not in the hash map, then I will add it. So first we have to check if the value is in the hash map. If not, so if it is not, then we need to add it. So we need to add the key as the element itself. So ARR, if we iterate through, we will be using I or one of the variable. So it will be K. So in this case, it's going to be 2, and the value is going to be frequency is going to be 1. So we are here beginning of this array. So next is we will check. So in the next iteration, we will be here. I will be here. So index is 1. In index 1, we have already added 2 into this array. So in this case, then we are going to, this element is this key is already present in this hash map. So all we have to do is increase the frequency. So we will increase the frequency to 2. And we can continue in this section. So 3 is going to be 1, 4 is going to be 1. So this is the first step. In the second step, what we have to do, we will iterate through this. We will iterate through this hash map. And so what we can do in the step 2 is iterate iterate through hash map. And what we can so in here what we need to check is the key and value. The key and value, the frequency have to be the same. So in this case 2 and 2 is the same, so this is the largest. This, and we can say this is the result. This is the result. So let's have a look at the example 1 2 3 3, this example. So in this array, the hash map is going to be key value. So I'm going to write key value. 1 is 1, 2 is 2, and 3 is 3. So if when we iterate through so currently this is going to be the result. And then when we come here, so what we can see is we need to compare. 2 is greater than 1. So instead of 1, we need to update it to 2. So the next one we will check again. 3 and 3, they are exactly the same, but 3 is larger than 2. So we need to update it. So the correct value that we have to return is 3. So this is the thought process. So now we can translate this thought process into the code. So let's do it. So first, what we have to do is we need to return the largest here, as the question said, largest lucky integer. And if there is no largest lucky integer, we need to return -1. So I'm going to initialize this value int, and I'm going to say largest lucky integer. Maybe I just initialize the largest lucky integer. So maybe largest, it's going to be initially -1, and this is the value that I will need to return. So I will minimize this. Okay, so now we will do the step 1. Step 1 is I need to initialize the hash map. In this hash map, we are going to store the key value pair. So for that one, I will use map, and both key and value, they are the type of integer. So here 2 is integer, this frequency is also integer. So integer, and I will call it map and new hash map. So in Java, we have to identify the data type, but in JavaScript and Python, I don't think that you will need to define the data type. So that is map. So this is the preliminary step that we have done. So next is what we have to do. We have to iterate through this array. So for example, if I use this example, 1 and then 2 2 and then 3 3 3. So we are at the beginning here. So I is here. This is I. I is at index 0. So we need to iterate through this array, and then we are going to add it into this newly created map. So now I'm going to do that. So now we are going to start from 0 and then until the end of this given ARR array. And what we have to do is we have to check first if we have already added this key into the hash map. So what I will do is I will check here map dot contains key. So the key is we can get the key. We can get it like this. For example, int let's say k, it's stand for key, and arr at I. So map dot contains key. So if we have already added the map, then we are seeing it again, so we need to increase the frequency. So for that we will need to update it. So map dot put. So this is the Java syntax. Put means we are putting the key and value. So the first one is the key. So for that we will just add k, and the value is going to be the frequency. So in this case, then we have to do map.get, and what I'm getting key, and I need to add 1. So this syntax in Java is saying we are map.get.key, so we get the corresponding frequency. So which is going to be, if we have already added the key, then the frequency is going to be 1, so we are simply incrementing it plus 1. So this is the case if we have already added this key. So otherwise, then we can just simply put map.put, and then it will be key value. So key is going to be key, which we've got in here, this line 7, and then value is going to be 1 because this is the newly added value. So by the end of this iteration, then we have added all the corresponding key and value into the hash map. So by the end of this line 13, we have already added everything. So now we can go through the next step. The next step is we need to iterate through this hash map. So we will go through this. So in here, I'm going to write this. I'm going to use this. So key, we are iterating through the key, and so map dot, I'm going to use key set. So I'm going to use this method called key set, and so this is basically iterating through all the key. So from here, what we've got is key, and I need to compare the value. So I need to get both key and value and check whether they're identical. So to get the value, I'm going to say value. It's going to be map.get and then key. So now I've got the value. So in here, I have to check if key and value, if they're identical, then it could be one of the potential for the largest. So we are at the beginning in here. This could be the largest. So I can say largest, which I have declared in here. So largest, it's going to be, in here, I need to get the maximum value. So 1 is frequency is 1. 2 frequency is 2, 3 frequency is 3. So therefore I need to keep updating this largest. So that's the reason why I'm selecting the I'm using the maximum out of these two values. So the current max and the key and largest. So this way the largest will be always updated. So by the end of this loop, then we will get the answer, correct answer, which is largest. In this case is 3. So there could be the case that it could be -1. So if the largest, if it is greater than -1, then we can just simply return the largest. Otherwise we can return -1. So this is the end of this algorithm. In terms of time and space complexity, it's going to be O of n. O of n is in this line. We are going through every single element in the array, and the constraint here given here is 500. So this could be the largest size, so O of n, and the space complexity is O of n because we use this hash map. So let's submit the code. Yeah, this got accepted. So thank you for watching, and join our fortnightly DSA night where we organize peer-to-peer coding interview. Thank you.